What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. The book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. This was entitled What a $25 Engagement Ring Means. I saw the video first from BGS, so I was like, well, let me look into this. So, BGS It More, if y'all don't know. Subscribe to this channel. I looked at it and I was like, it says a lot of things to me. And, just my perspective. It shows how fickle relationships, it shows how fickle relationships have become. And sometimes you got to burn it down to the ground. What I mean by that is, these are the same companies that drove the price of engagement rings up and told people, if he doesn't buy you a ring that costs this much, he doesn't care about you. And you can make these arguments that I'm about to make, just for thought. A $25 engagement ring can be a test. Like, does she want to marry me? Or does she want the ring? Because a lot of times, even in these commercials, and when you see women get engaged, the guy gets down on one knee, he proposes, he plops open a ring, she looks at the ring and says yes. She might hug the guy, and she'll be hugging him, looking at the ring like, I like this ring. And that's starting off on the wrong foot to me, because if you're looking at the ring, and that's more important than the guy that bought you the ring, you really don't care about the guy, because it's an engagement ring saying that y'all going to be married to each other, not the rings, and that becomes a problem. And, you can also make the argument that it means that people don't take women's engagement seriously, because so many women have gotten engaged so many times and haven't gotten married but kept the ring. And so many guys have bought numerous rings to the point where guys ain't buying a ring. Like, that's all right. That's all right. Because even if she said yes, that don't mean we're going to get married, right? Because, and even in those cases, you've seen numerous guys have to take women to court to get the ring back when the engagement was off, because, the ring is a gift. It's not a gift. It's a conditional gift. Like, you keep the ring once we get married. You don't, if you get the engagement and you say something like, oh, it's over, it's off, you got to get a ring back. So guys got sick of getting burnt, right? And you wonder why these guys don't want to be married or don't want marriage anymore. It's a lot of different reasons. I think this ring emphasizes the idea of this, emphasizes things, because it also emphasizes the idea of like when there's backlash and women say he's just wrong, he's just cheap. It also goes against the idea that of female empowerment and being able to take care of yourself and buy your own and not needing a man's validation. But if he give you a $25 ring, how dare he, that's beneath you. How about you? If you don't like the ring, get your own ring. Just saying. I mean, you're a strong, independent woman, right? Get your own ring. You don't hear. The other thing about the ring is, guys don't even care about rings like that. But most guys will tell you, most of the guys I know, they don't expect their wife to get them a good ring. I bought her a $6,000 ring. She's going to get me a $300 ring and act like it's all good. So, but that's the difference. Men, if they get married, I want to be with her. I ain't worried about this damn ring. Another thing that it shows me is the ignorance of family roles in marriage nowadays because of debts. Because one of the biggest reasons for divorce is what? Money. And we're looking at a society where he has to buy a certain type of ring. They cost a certain amount of money. There's no financial off. Like if he bought you a $10,000 ring, your family ain't gonna pay $10,000 for the wedding, because it's usually the family's responsibility to pay for the wedding. So you want the ring, and you want the wedding, and the husband has to pay for both, basically, right? Because the bride's family is not gonna do it. They just lost that part of culture altogether for some odd reason. People just don't want to talk about that. Not to mention debt. Like he may have debt, she may have debt. So now you're bringing your debts together. And is it about the union or is it about the money? Because if you break up because of the money, one of the reasons you broke up is because of the extra debt from the ring and the extra debt from the wedding. So is it about the union or is it about the money? This is one of the things that a $25 engagement ring puts on Front Street. That's what it means, to me, at least. It also plays to the ideology that, women can be bought. It's not often that, because it's already assumed that women will say no just because it's a $25 ring. So if the man you say you love got down on one knee and he bought with a $25 ring and you tell him no because of the ring, because you got to remember there have been women who've had 4, 5, and 6 figure rings that said no because they didn't like the ring. And expected a guy to go get another ring and come back and propose again. Because the ring is a sign for how much he's willing to buy you for. It's a down payment on what he's going to be spending on you for the quote unquote rest of your life. And I think that's ridiculous. That's what it means to me. It also means that, the ring industry is down because marriage is down. But the ring industry understands that guys probably spent more money on earrings, bracelets, necklaces than rings, because it seems to us that that's a better investment. I could buy her a nice necklace, she'll be there next year. Buy her some earrings, she'll be there. Buy a nice little bracelet, she'll be there. Buy a brooch, she'll be there. But a ring, too much commitment. And with a lot of these commitment phobes, and you can't, you can't drive up the price of an engagement ring anymore. You just can't. Because nobody's, we're in a society where nobody's expecting to be married for 7 years. I think most people quit around the 7-year itch. I might be wrong, but, marriage is hard. And a lot of us ain't built for hard anymore. Especially hard when it comes to committing to the opposite sex. Once you got no fault divorce, you should have known there's ramifications. And a $25 engagement ring is a ramification of no fault divorce. Oh, I'm just tired of this, I gotta go. If the people in our society don't take marriage seriously, why do you think the men proposing would take marriage seriously? And if they don't take marriage seriously, then what do you think these jewelry companies have to do? They can't take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, The prices of Rolexes will go down if nobody wore them joints. Like, yeah, we can't take Rolex serious, man. It's just, I mean, it's digital, baby, digital. You know, they got a digital. They don't. Maybe a gold watch, but ain't nobody buying them after a while. You know, buy a Folex. Got these low budget Rolexes out here. Yeah, you know, because nobody wants a gold $30,000 watch anymore. It's just doesn't have the luster that it used to have because people aren't keeping them. People aren't taking care of them. People are tossing them left and right. People just lost faith in Rolex, right? And that's the same thing, you know, that happens with engagement rings. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on whose perspective you're talking about. You could also make the argument that it lets you know who actually is more important in this situation. Because women ain't buying engagement rings. Men are. And it's a supply and demand business. And just because, you know, what women bring to the table in relationships, if you bring enough to the table to be marriage material, the price of the rings will go back up. But the guys are probably like, it's not, you know, the ring ain't worth it. Buying the ring ain't worth it for these women. So now the price of the ring is driven down because guys don't see wifey material out here in these streets. And jewelry companies just have to live with that. They have to live with the possibility that, you know what, unless we get more proposals and longer marriages, this business is going downward. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, ladies don't actually get that ideology that, you know, something is only worth what you're willing to pay for. And most guys ain't willing to pay for this stuff. And I'm gonna say another thing real quick and get out of here. It's like cars. The most important thing in a car to men is really the engine. With women, it's the brand and, you know, maybe the color and the interior. But ladies forget, like, your man is the engine of your marriage. You depend on him to start up and go. Sometimes the paint might be scratched. Sometimes, you know, a hubcap might be off. You know, it might not look as good as it used to look. Or a new model might have came out. But when you put your key in that ignition, that car starts to get you to where you want to go. That's what the husband is, the engine. But when you don't, but the issue with ladies sometimes is women don't know how to take care of cars. They don't know to change the oil, powertrain, any of that. They just say, I'm going to just drive it. And once you don't maintain the car, it goes to hell. And then you got to get another car. And you get another car. But then over time, the cars you get are less and less valuable because you wind up in a negative if you keep trading in cars because you can't take care of them. Or you keep leasing cars and you can't keep up and you just throwing money down the drain. But a person who you see who had the same car for 10, 15 years, and you're like, they took care of that car. It gets them everywhere they need to go. And they're comfortable in taking care of that car brought actually financial stability to their life because they don't have to make a car payment. They don't have to pay for a lease. It gets good gas mileage. It's well taken care of. It's clean and it's reliable. And some of y'all don't take care of your engine / husband like that, and y'all keep rotating people. So guess what? You notice how there's a car apocalypse, they call it, where all these cars people can't people can't afford. Now you got all these Ubers, and now these car lots are filling up with new cars and old cars because can't anybody afford them because they weren't taking care of them, and they just wanted a new one and a new one and a new one. And now you're gonna see less and less people driving, or being able to be their own sense of transportation. And now you're gonna see a lot of people who once made fun of people in old model cars wish they could have an old model car because they blowing all their money Ubering their life away. So that's what a $24.99 engagement ring means. That engagement isn't worth what it used to be because people ruined it. All right.